Good evening and welcome along to the stream tonight. I hope that everybody is doing well. I saw Maurice pasted something into the chat that I don't think he wanted to, but I see you upgrading. I hope it all works. That was my morning this morning, so I hope it's all working for you. So for tonight's stream, I'm going to be investigating an issue that's been reported when running Cake.Recipe, specifically on, well, the issue was raised by Pascal and specifying that the issue is when running on GitHub Actions, but I'm actually able to reproduce the error when running locally on my machine as well. So we'll be able to debug it a little bit closer than what I was expecting to have to do. I was expecting to have to run a bunch of builds and GitHub Actions to see what's happening, but turns out I should be able to reproduce it locally on my machine. And while preparing for the stream, Kim actually came in to say that he thinks he knows what the issue is. So I'm hoping he's going to join us so that he can take some credit for what's going on. But I've actually think I found something else that's broken as well. So basically, it's going to be a review of Cake.Recipe running, and if we can get this issue fixed, then I'm tempted to hit the ship button and ship Cake.Recipe v 2.0 because it's been long enough. Hello Nils in the chat room, good to see you. So the issue that Pascal is seeing is this one. So that's a lot of red text, but if we scroll up a little bit here and say, where's the command I'm running? Yeah, if I run the dupe finder task, so I'm running the dupe finder task exclusively so that it's limiting the scope of the build, then what happened is there is an error. And as Kim pointed out in the comments on the issue, that part of the issue is fixed by first creating the dupe finder folder in the test results folder. So what I mean by that is if I go up to here and I look in build artifacts, test results, then this folder isn't there as part of the build. Now that's a failing. We should fix that. However, adding this folder, so I've added this folder as part of the build, and we get to another error. And that other error is error JetBrains command line dupe finder application dupe finder program.main can't find public key token for JetBrains.platform.core. So there's some problems here, and I haven't quite figured out what the problem is. However, if I run another task, which is this one, inspect code, then it completely fails. So the makeup of the JetBrains ReSharper command line tools package on NuGet seems to have fundamentally changed because the inspectcode.exe is no longer contained within that NuGet package. So if I let this run, it's going to error with it can't find the exe. So it's here, it's running the inspect code task. It's attempting at this point to locate the inspect.exe. And if we scroll back up through this exception, could not resolve inspectcode.exe. Because if we then go and look in the tools folder, and this is what I was looking at just before I came on stream. If I look in the tools folder for this one, and in the tools folder, we'll see that there is a dupefinder.exe, but there's not an inspectcode.exe. So there is a cleanup.exe, but I don't think they're the same thing. There's an errorsgen.exe. Again, I don't know which one's which. So what I was doing before going live was I went and downloaded the previous versions of this package to try and see when it changed. Because unless someone comes up with a better idea, my intention is to pin to an earlier version of this package because it seems as though a lot of stuff's changed. And if they're no longer shipping the inspectcode.exe, I mean, that would be a change to the aliases. Kim's just joining. Hi, Kim. Unless there's a... Yeah, that would need to be a change to the cake aliases in order to make that work. So I'm curious as to whether in here, so dupe finder's still there and inspect code is still there. So if we were to go back to 2.2, then things might start working again. So I'll wait for Kim to come on to the chat and we'll maybe have a quick recap of what his thoughts were. Now I'm here. Hello, Kim. How are you doing? So, yes, Maurice, that's coming, and I'll come on to that. So, what I found, Kim, is that you were correct. So if I change the script to create the dupe finder folder, then we get to a different error, and that different error is right. But what I was just saying was that if I try and run inspect code, then the inspectcode.exe doesn't exist in the folder. It's not here. So even if we were to figure out what's going on with dupe finder, inspectcode.exe doesn't exist in this package version. If I go back to the earlier 2.2 version, then it is there, and I'm just currently downloading the 2.4 version to see if inspectcode.exe is in there. Now, if they're removing the inspectcode.exe, then that to me is a breaking change. So I'm intending, if this is the way they're going, to pinning to the 2.2 version in Cake.Recipe, and as Maurice alluded to, the overall plan would be to move to the .NET Global tool. So regarding the .NET Global tool, I want to move to the .NET Global tool, but as we've discussed, that would mean creation of a new add-in, which would be Cake.JetBrains to then run the JB command to then pass in additional parameters, which is dupe finder and inspect code. So that's where we want to get to, but I don't necessarily want to hold up the release of everything that's in 2.0 specifically to run the .NET Global tool version of the JetBrains tools. So for now, if looking at the 2.4 version, so up here in the 2.4 version, if the inspectcode.exe isn't contained within this thing, then it looks like they're changing the makeup of this package. Oh no, it's back again. Okay. So that would suggest that something went wrong with the 2.3 version, and if we move to 2.4, then things might get better. So, Maurice is saying CCM is updated to 0.3.1. Thanks for making chocolate packages and making it so easy to do. So that's the intention. Spent a little bit of time this morning getting everything buttoned up, but got there in the end. So that was good. Okay, so what I'm going to try now then is I'm going to go back into here, and I'm going to change this to 2.4 then. And I'm going to run this build again. Could create a temporary class or something that it will be called how the add-in would be called, and then when add-in is available, we could swap out a temporary class. We could do that. Oh, I've got my lights on. Hold on. Let's do that. Whoa. Let's get to a point where dupe finder and inspect code is actually running, because at the minute it is broken. So let's get to a point where we know what's going on, and then we can make a decision about how we want to move forward with regard to the GitHub, the .NET Global tool. Because at the end of the day, we still want to be able to run under not having access to .NET Global tooling. So we need to get the full fat version running as well. So that's there, but that's maybe still related to the other change that I was making. It may have got blown away. So I added in the clean directory here. So it should be creating that folder now. So in the build artifacts test results, dupe finder is there, but it's still complaining. So let's do a couple of things. Let's run dupe finder directly. So cd into the tools folder, into JetBrains, into tools, and dupe finder should be in here. So that's still a problem. Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. No, hold on. So cd up a level. I'm in the wrong folder to test this out. So cd into that one. Cd into tools. So in here, dupe finder should be here. That's still causing an error. What's going on? So just to catch you up, what I've done, Kim, I've cloned the GitHub. I've cloned the GitHub repository. I've pulled it down. I've re-enabled dupe finder and inspect code, and from what I could see, so this was the tool settings one. This is, yeah, the only mention of JetBrains in this thing is the single tool, which is the full fat .NET Framework version. So he doesn't have or it's not running the global tool version. So this is using 4.9.3, and the latest version on GitHub is what? Let's just confirm that. So if we go over to, whoa, yes, packages. Yeah, so he is on the latest version, which has got the .NET Global Tool version removed. So the issue that I'm seeing here is completely confusing me. So for some reason, it looks like the package isn't being extracted properly, because I saw dupefinder.exe here, but in the, I'm getting myself confused now, hold on, let's back up a step. Okay, so let's back up a step here. But you were right about the creation of the folder. The creation of the folder was masking something. So I think we should fix that. But for now, I want to go up to here, and into here, and into tools. There's a bunch of files missing from there. Let's do this. Could be, because what I just downloaded in my continue, in my downloads folder, I have here, I've just downloaded 2.4 JetBrains ReSharper command line tools, and if in there, in tools folder, I have a bunch of stuff, including dupefinder.exe and including inspectcode.exe. But if I go up to this, I don't have the 2.3 version to check. Let's do a sanity check then here. This is JetBrains ReSharper command line tools. This is the 2.3 version. So I'm going to download this and have a look at it. It's either that or something weird is happening during the extraction process. That's quite loud. Apologies. Can it be that cake isn't correct? That's certainly a possibility. That's certainly a possibility. I would like to rule that one out as well. That's why I want to check what's in here. So that's me directly downloading the NuGet. I'm going to look in that folder to see if it has the inspect.exe in it. And if it does, then yeah, that points the finger at something not quite right with the installation of the tool. So let's have a little sneaky peek. Things always take ages when you're waiting on them, but we'll get there. 91. No, you can't see it. It's behind me there. Waiting on the download to finish. So if we go back over here and look at our downloads folder, then here is our zip file for 2.3. The folder structure looks so in. It has a bunch of stuff that includes inspect code. So why, when that is resolved, isn't it doing stuff? Strange. How can we test this? Because what I would expect is that everything in this tools folder is then put into this folder. Well, not this one, obviously, but if we were to look at this as an example, then .zip, then we look in this zip folder, then it's not going to help. Back to here, copy, new, then side by side, then in this NuGet, everything that's in this tools folder should be extracted over here. Within tools, right? So literally everything within the package. Everything is within the package that isn't the NuGet package makeup itself. So that's why we've got ms build, samples, tools, transform. But if we do the same test for this package, let's run this build again. So we'll need to CD up a couple of levels. So CD up, but now it's broken. I could have done it a different way. Let's just do it this way. So we're going to CD back into C GitHub organizations, cake contrib, cake dot issues, that one. Okay, so if we run the build again, so we're going to run build.sh with the target equals dupe finder. We're going to run that exclusively. Exclusive target exclusive. Yeah, let's do that. Then we'll do a side-by-side comparison between the NuGet and use beyond compare. I'm not sure if I've got Kado can do the same, or you can set up NuGet files as zip containers. No need to rename before compare. I don't know if KDF will do zip files. Interesting. I don't have beyond compare on this machine. No, not on this one. But what I want to do is if I go into the tools folder now, Then in the tools folder, it's only got 29 items in there. But if I were to go into, where's the nut keg gone? Why is the nut keg not there? Something's very broken here, because if we go to open cover, the nut keg is in play, but for some reason in here, the nut keg isn't there. What's going on? Out of space. Oh, hold on. No. No. Shouldn't be. It's a good shout though. But no, not yet. Let's do ASTV, how's it going? Clear all NuGet caches. So I'm gonna rule out NuGet at this point. So I'm going to delete all of the NuGet packages that are in the cache, if I can remember how to do it. Looking this one. Let's see what we've got. So if I do this, let's make this a little bit smaller so that everybody can see. If I run that, that's a good shout. That's a good shout. But at this point, what I want to rule out is that there hasn't been something broken in the initial download of the package. So let's test that out. So I'm literally deleting, so my hard drive should have probably freed up a little bit here. There we go. 4 gigabytes of NuGet packages were downloaded into my caches. So if I run this again, in actual fact, let's nuke the tools folder as well, just to make sure. So I'm going to nuke all of this. Sure. Delete all the things. Good to have you on board, Stevie. Could maybe also be memory issues, i.e. the package and extraction is too large to keep in memory before it gets right into disk. Okay. All potential candidates. But not sure where that would leave us, if I'm honest. Because that would sound like a bug in Cake itself. But also, this is new. But the package doesn't seem to have changed that. Well, let's. Oh, I think my earphones have just run out of battery. That would be annoying. Okay, an issue in NuGet in that case. Because so my voice is still coming through this, but what I hear might go away. It's not a big deal. It just means that I might miss some notifications and stuff, which is not a big deal. Now, because this NuGet package has always been a big NuGet package. It's always been around the 90 megabyte size. It's larger than most, but what I was going to check there was if we go back to what? If we go here and we look at what version was being used, So if we go back to, well, let's go back to here. What version was being used? Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a big package. So if we go back to here and have a little sneaky peek at JetBrains, it wasn't done in there. In this one, it would have been done in the tools one that's directly. So we went from 2018 3.4. So this is this one still. 2018 went from this one. So how? Let's just. It has gone up a fair bit. It's almost doubled in size. So are we hitting an issue with the extraction of that file? Maybes. How's the build coming? Getting there. So it's currently downloading the NuGet package. And I wonder if maybe running verbose output when it's doing that work would give us an indication of what it's doing. Let's see what it does. Now that I've emptied the caches and we've purged the tools folder, let's see what the end result is. And then we can decide what to do next. Okay, so it's doing something and then it broke. So in here, I still don't have the nutkeg, which is a bad sign. And in the tools folder, it's only got 29 files in it. Okay, so let's try one more thing, which is to remove that folder again. And I'll run that once more with verbosity equals diagnostic. See if we get any other output when it's resolving the package. And if there's nothing obvious, then we'll do what Kim suggested, which is to run with the non-in-process NuGet. I don't like having to do that though. So it's using NuGet so it's already using the in-process NuGet client. So we could change that to rule out that as a problem. Okay, so let's do that next. So I'll have to remind myself about how we do that in Cake.Recipe, because we do it in a little bit of a different way, but I think we adhere to the overall usage of it. So is it tools, require tool? Then we are respecting that setting. Okay, so in theory, I should be able to pass in, let's just show where this is in the docs. So if we go to the documentation here and go to fundamentals, default configuration values, and in here, there should be a NuGet in-process NuGet installation. So you can pass in true or false to the environment variable called that, or directly as an argument called this. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to run this guy using that, which should then pass it through to where we do the tool resolution directly within Cake.Recipe, which is here. So I deleted that folder again, didn't I? I did. So this should switch, rather than using the in-memory version of, well, not the in-memory. So rather than using our own NuGet client to connect to and extract stuff, we're now switching to using NuGet.exe directly. And if this is the issue, then this is an issue with Cake itself that would need to be resolved. And that is a Martin issue. Does someone want to give Martin a shout and see if he's available to jump on the stream? Because, oh, hold on. That run? Value cannot be null. Hold on, what? Oh, that's a different error. Hold on, what? Executing NuGet.exe output directory. Source. Version. What's it doing? Did it just nuke the folder? No. What's it doing? Executing. Why are you installing Cake.Recipe again? Okay, I guess it wants to do it by itself. Okay, let's put this back then. Let's take this out again. Let's try this again. Okay. No, that's something else is broken. I don't understand what's going on here. Packaging add-ins version. Value cannot be null. Parameter name path. So what's the first line on here? But that's the part I don't understand because it's already resolved it. So why? Analyzing build script. Installing that. Install. Pre-release. That's very strange. Because it's already there. Otherwise it wouldn't have downloaded the or what's he got in his packages.config file. That's just Cake. What's going on? That's very strange. Let's run the overall build. Shouldn't make any difference. Why are you doing that? so confused right now. Because that... What's this build.ps1 doing? It's not adding anything in there. If anybody has any ideas, I am welcome. I would welcome any suggestions as to how to proceed. Because at the minute, I am a little bit flummoxed as to what's going on. And that will fail again. Fine. But let's try this then. Oh, I have an idea. I have an idea. So if we go into here and go into here, then I can just change this to be false. And then if we go back to here and do this, then we can run this one. What does it do this time? Really? It's not the answer I wanted. Chat room's gone quite quiet. Can anyone confirm that things are still working? That my connection's all good? I get a thumbs up from someone. Anyone? It's a bit quiet. Confirmed. Perfect. Thank you very much. So if I run this, what will happen in here? Everyone's awestruck. Sure, let's go with that. Let's go with that. Failed to install JetBrains tool. Oh, nuked it. Why did you nuke it? It was there. So Maurice is often building some stuff for chocolate. We spoke about that in last week's stream. An error occurred. Could not find... What now? So it was there. Was it 2 weeks ago? I guess it was. Sorry, yes, you're right. You are absolutely correct. Arguments.add that, and then arguments.add verbosity diagnostic. So NuGet's failing as well, so I feel a little bit better about this. Maybe. And Kim's saying he's working. Oh, you're both working on chocolate diff stuff. So 35. Which one's that one? So Kim's working on copy. Kim's working on a pull request, which is about adding the ability to compare metadata information of binaries that have been found within a chocolate package. And Maurice is working on copy. This one, which is get full package info should cache results. Yes, we spoke about that on the stream, I think. So we go back to here. Then what was it doing? Install failed, rolling back. Why did the install fail, people? So could not find part of the path. So it gets that. What is that? Could not find part of the path. Tools, JetBrains, 2.3. Okay, let's assume that the 2.3 package is just broken. Don't know why I feel that, but I'm going to put this on here. Come on, machine. I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to run that again. Working on that and another project. Oh, what other project did you make public yesterday? What have you been working on, Kim? Or is it? Well, it can't be secret because it's public. So what have you been working on? Is it something we should talk about? Oh, I don't know. So 20, this one's taking longer to fail. Been working on a versioning and release notes tool. I'm not sure what to say there. How simple are we talking? Or in fact, what's the link? Is this under Wormy Corp or is this under Admiring Worm? GitHub.com. I'm going to have a look while I'm waiting on that. I think I found it. I did. I found it. What is CCVARN? Helps developers using conventional commits. Oh, it's a .NET Global tool. I should put this up on the screen, shouldn't I? Let's put it up so that folks can see it. Helper utility for asserting version and generating release notes based on conventional commits. So I don't use conventional commits, do I? Conventional commits would be an example of that would be, yes, where you have this sort of nomenclature at the front. Chore, build, that sort of stuff. Is that the conventional commits part? Feature, docs. See, I use a version of that, but I don't stick to a specific standard. Background was created due to a personal need from having the ability to automatically version create release notes when commits following commits are being used. Cool. Installs a .NET Global tool, and then you run that. This will assert the version number and extract any commits that follow conventional commit. Okay. Can be overridden by passing the file. Additionally, if you want to have release notes exported as plain text or markdown, you can additionally run. Interesting. I like it. Interesting. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to star this because you should, and then I will set it up so that I get notification about releases. There we go. Right. So back over here, executing NuGet actions took 1.5 minutes. All of that. An error occurred while installing the package. Deleting directory. Why do you nuke it? Stop it. Installing JetBrains command line. Adding package. So an error occurred while installing the package. What does that mean? Really? Let's see if we can't get some more information about this. So it's got. Was that what you think you spotted? The underscores. So it's executing this non-interactive. Right, I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to try running it directly. So I might need that on it. NuGet. You know what? Sort it. Just do NuGet install that. What does that even mean? NuGet version. What is it? Just give me the version number that we're on. Really? 5.4. Okay, so hold on. Choco upgrade NuGet dot command line. Let's just rule out a NuGet problem as well. So we run NuGet again. We should have, we do. Okay, so now let's run this one again. I don't know what to say to that. So let's back up a step. Let's go to here. And let's go here. That one's broken too. 2, 2. Okay, that could well be it. I'm going to take these earphones out now because they are off and it's bizarre. I'll need to charge those. I'll need to take them inside. So this is taking longer to fail again, but I guess it's probably trying to download it. But you could be onto something there with regard to the path length. Can we? Could not find part. So it's the same thing. So how many characters are in this thing? Subversary. Subscribe with tier 1 sub. Thank you very much. While you're here, Matthias, are you aware of any NuGet issues with regard to long path lengths in a package? And if there is, how does one fix it? Because we're running into an issue, or we think we're running into an issue with regard to NuGet throwing a wobbler. How do I see what character that's at? How do I know what that path length is without counting them? That's annoying. Where's Notepad++ when you need it? Notepad. Oh, I don't even have it. Yes, please install it. The magic number is 256 characters, right? Or have I just made that up? Notepad++. Paste. That is 262 characters, which I think is now too long, right? So 2.2 failed. What about 2.1? And I wonder if it's because of the folder name that 260, sorry. I wonder if this is related to Pascal and his reasonably long folder name here as well, coupled with the jetbrains.resharper.command line tools. And I wonder why that's an issue, if that's the issue. That would be annoying if that is the case. We can test that quite quickly. But then, no, that at which point cache or add-in. This is for resolving a tool, so not an add-in. It seems that it, so you'll see it here, it's coming up just now. I don't know if you're watching, Matthias, but attempting to install a package directly with NuGet for restoring this tool fails with an error, and then it deletes the folder that it's been extracted to. And the suspicion that Kim's just come up with is that it's a path length issue. It can understand that, but I don't necessarily want to do. Add-in tool path can be set via environment var on a per tool basis, or no? That's a global setting, right? Well, that's a possibility. Yeah. Oh, I paused this. That's why it's probably taken so long. Interesting. So let's try one thing. Let's try and put this into, so that we saw that one just failed, right? So if we delete a bunch of stuff here and put this into C temp JB, what does it do? C temp JB, look at that, it worked. What's the link that came up with here? Maurice has got a link here for the overall question, I think. Could also check the registry and try enabling long paths. So I think I'm more inclined to go let's test this. Let's put this back up to this one, and I'm going to say I'm going to put this into Cake.Gem as an example. Does that work? That didn't work either. Yeah, that's what I had that page open for other reasons, Matthias. But the tools path. So I'm curious on actually on GitHub Actions where it fails. Where was that? That was here. See, it's outputting it to there. Oh, hold on though. It's doing DA that plus tools JetBrains ReSharper. So it's adding on a few extra things there. So if we did this as here, copy this into here, and because we could document this as a known issue, maybe. Well, I want to test it locally, so I was going to go into here and put this in, and then I was going to put this into C temp JB, and if I come up to here and let's delete this thing from here, let's see what this does. If we go back and run our dupe finder one, which is going to be this one, using environment var can set D, but that will change for all. I know what you're saying, but I just want to test it here. So I want to test it without having to go and add an environment variable and reload the session and all that sort of palaver. I just want to see that shortening the overall path makes the build succeed. So if that works, then I'll carry on. But the environment variable for GitHub Actions, yes, that makes sense. But I think this, if nothing else, this is something we would need to document as a workaround for known issues. Is this Cake tool? No, this is Cake.exe. This would make a difference? You think that would make a difference? Look at that. It works. Son of a... Oh, you think it's a .NET framework issue? Well, okay. Well, hold on then. So let's not use that. Let's use .NET Cake. We could just do recipe.cake. And let's see if that runs to start with. It does run, and then we'll take the config out. Well, let's find out, shall we? Although that's not really a fair test, is it? It will be a fair test because I'll delete it. Well, okay then. So it ran there, but let's delete that. Continue. Let's go into here and go into tools, and let's delete a bunch of stuff from here. Let's set it all back to the beginning. So that's, yes, that's another option. I was actually going to suggest that to Pascal because I noticed that he is using the PowerShell script. But like I say, I can reproduce this locally. That's the thing as well. So we may still need to do something here, and I may pass it back to Pascal to see how he wants to proceed. So that's that completely empty now. And if we go back to here and we remove these two things, and then let's run that .NET Cake again. So we should see some stuff filling up here, which we do. Oh, hold on. I need to bootstrap it first. Son of a gun. Bootstrap. So I got a question in Slack. I'm not ignoring people. Sorry. Are you not able to do that, Maurice? I can certainly do that if you want to. I'm curious as to whether you can't. Use Cake.Action. What was that? Sorry. Restriction. Correct. What does that mean? Not in 1.0. What did I say that made you say that? Just to try. Would it help adding the long path module without any other changes? Yep, I got the bootstrap in there. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, sorry. For anyone listening, if once we ship it, once you have Cake 1.0, you shouldn't need to use the bootstrap argument at all because things just work. And things just work here if we switch to the .NET Global tool. Okay. So there's a couple of things here though. So yes, switching to the .NET Global tool made things work. Huzzah. That would mean if we did that, then running both locally and on GitHub Actions, things would be fixed. But I think we should still document a known issue for the original problem, which was, if we get rid of this thing, so now that we've figured out what the issue is, no, I saw it. Let's come back to it. I'm talking to Maurice on Slack. You can hear the notifications coming through because my earphones aren't in anymore. This is why my earphones running out battery was really annoying. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm having a two-way conversation both on Slack and on the chat here. Yeah, I should switch off. I'm sorry. I apologize about that. For anyone that didn't see, my AirPods ran out of battery, and I haven't switched. You know what? We can all stop it now. You can just stop it. How can I fix this? I can put this into here. Right. Try again. Send a Slack notification. I won't hear anything anymore. I don't think. What was I doing? Oh, I remember. So we've done that. We've made that change. No, I forgot what I was doing now. Yes, I'm sure. You didn't hear that one, did you? What was our way to test? I was away to test. Oh, that's what I was going to do. Right. So if we go back to what we were trying to do, I was going to get a screenshot of the actual problem that we're seeing to then document the potential workarounds. No, I muted, or I redirected all sound output from the Mac to the USB output that's not plugged in. So you shouldn't hear anything. So, but you were sneaky. I saw what you did there. Right, so there's the actual error. Let's scroll up and see. Let's get a screenshot of this. So we'll grab this, and then we'll grab another screenshot of in here. Oh, you can go away. Into the tools folder. Oh, I should grab a screenshot of that too because the NuGet is in there. Let's grab this as a screenshot. I don't know if me taking a screenshot comes through in the stream or not. And then in here, let's move up a bit. So we'll see that in here. Let's grab this. Okay. Is error from Cake? If so, long path module could indeed help on phone. No, I think it's within. So we're using the NuGet core libraries, and I think something is exploding within the NuGet core libraries in this. But it surfaces differently if you run NuGet.exe, it surfaces as an error, and it then cleans up the NuGet and the extracted folder. If you run it through Cake, which is using the in-process NuGet core client libraries, then it doesn't blow up as an error. It just kind of gets halfway through the process and then dies, or because it hasn't finished the process, then attempting to execute dupe finder, which is what it was trying to extract, fails. So we have a workaround. So the workaround is to tell Pascal to switch to the .NET Global tool. But I think, like I say, we should document it. But I can do that documentation after the fact. So that brings me to the next question, which is, should I ship Cake.Recipe 2.0 tonight and document it later, and promise to document it later, and ship Cake.Recipe 2.0? Answers on a postcard. I think the solution here would, so what I would plan on documenting would be, if you see this error, you've got two options. One would be to either run an environment variable or a cake.config change to use a top level tools folder, or switch to .NET Global tool for Cake. That would be my two workarounds in the piece of documentation that I would write. And I think both of those are legit. Asking them to have a manifest for Cake.exe and all that sort of shenanigans, I don't see that as a viable alternative. So I think the top level tools folder or switching to .NET Global tool, both would be the right way. Yes. So .NET Global tool would be the first one, switch to .NET Global tool, and the second one would be, if you really want to use Cake.exe, use a top level tools folder. So should I ship Cake.Recipe 2.0 tonight? And then, while I'm waiting on answers, I'm going to go over here and have a look at something for Maurice. And that I'm taking that as a yes to shipping Cake.Recipe 2.0. Because over here, let me have a look and check something. That's a rocket for ship it. Beautiful. Manage access. Sure. What's with the cookie preferences that is all over GitHub? They've changed something. I'm going to do this. Can you try again, Maurice, and let me know what's happening? Okay. So in which case, let's do a sanity check. So over here, let's close off some of these ones. Let's close off some of these. Close off that. Close off that. All of this stuff. Let's get back to here. Okay, Cake.Recipe. Okay, so on our issues, I should maybe do that one as well then. So let's have a quick sneaky peek at milestones. So everything on the 2.0 milestone is indeed closed. There was a pull request to update to this. I see no reason to update to this now that we know that it still works. So let's get this merged then first of all. Add, what's this? Add rule URL resolver for Cake contrib guideline rules. This allows you to have a link to the rule documentation in the issue report. What's that doing? Define additional URL resolvers for Cake.issues. Rules from guidelines, yada yada yada. Oh, look at this. Cake contrib guidelines then redirects to, oh, that's clever. That's clever. Oh, I want that. I'm going to add that in. Viewed. Approve. Looks good to me. I'm just going to put that straight in because that's more of a, let's milestone it. Let's label it as part of our build process. Should maybe have that for the analyzer as well then. Oh, I think maybe we should. Do you want to add a new one in? I'm going to merge this one. Kim, did you want to put in another one for your analyzer? I do like it, Nils. I think it's a great idea. I would say feature, not build. Hold on. Content setup. You think? Oh, okay. I'm not against it. I can put it in. So that's merged. So if you wanted to put the one in for the analyzer, that'd be good. And then I will update this other PR, which is for this one. So if we were to do CLS GH, oh, I think I need to upgrade this. Chocolate upgrade GH. Yeah, need to get version 1 installed. Haven't been on this machine since it shipped. Okay, so git, what have we got here? No, we don't need that. Git reset. I'm in the wrong repository as well. So let's remove that. Let's go up here, cd into Cake.Recipe, GH PR list. See, I noticed this as well. This is in the new version. It allows you to say which should be used as the base repository used for querying issues, etc. So I'm going to say the upstream one. Amazing, beautiful. So GHPR checkout 698. Git rebase on develop. Git push -f. That workflow is just so much more streamlined. huge thank you to Kim for shouting at me to start using the GitHub CLI. It has changed the way I do things. Why is that not? I did do that right, didn't I? Why is that not? Why did that not? Oh, hold on. No? Oh, I know what I did. Idiot. Git checkout develop. Git fetch upstream. Git rebase upstream develop. Git push origin. So this workflow is amazing when I do it properly. But git checkout update that guy. Git rebase on develop. Now I can do a git push f. Maybe adding URL resolver for the analyzer isn't needed. After all, I supply a URL in the rules themselves. But is this not more for going into the report? Or are you saying that in the report, the URL would be included within the error message? I think I'm right in saying that what's happening here, or what was happening there, was it for constructing the issues report. Let's wait for this to merge, or to list to build. So we walk over to ci.appbear. I see. Got you. I think I've in the report. I am just assuming that the MS build report. Gotcha. Okay, so one is different. I see what you're saying. So, Cake contrib guidelines are integrating themselves into the MS build pipeline, whereas Cake.Analyzer is part of the Roslyn analyzers, which is a different process, if I've understood what you're saying correctly. So if this builds, okay, understood. Okay, cool. So that's there. So I'm going to go ahead and say that this needs to go and get bumped. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go here and I'm going to search for this. I'm going to search for closed ones, and this one is going to be superseded. So I'm going to take this off of here. I'm going to remove that milestone, and I'm going to say down here, superseded by this one. Comment on that one. This then gets labeled as an improvement. This gets linked to the milestone. This gets merged. Tools still to, okay. Send me the link, Matthias, and I'll bring it up. I never actually reviewed that, but it's all good. That's there. That's been closed. Okay. So now we're back over here. Okay. I'll write a note here. On tonight's stream, we figured out what the problem is here. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to copy this URL that Matthias has just pasted. I'm going to put it into here. So what we found is that if you filter NuGet packages based on .NET Tool, based on relevance, and include pre-release, and what you'll find is that Cake has recently overtaken Paquette as in terms of the number of downloads. So Cake.tool is now the third highest installed tool from NuGet.org, which is quite impressive. Yes, I agree, Kim. I guess downloads. Let's try that. I think we're still top 3. Yeah, we are. So yeah, it's quite impressive, really. So we're going to chase after report generator. Now, Cake.Recipe uses Cake.tool and report generator. So switching packages or builds to use the latest version of Cake.Recipe probably isn't going to help much because they would both go up at the same time. But yeah, on tonight's stream, we figured out the problem. Figured out what the problem is here. Comes down to the length of the files that are attempting to be extracted when installing the JetBrains NuGet package. I am going to document this as a known issue on the site and move forward with the release of Cake.Recipe 2.0.0. We'll close this issue once the docs are created. Comment. Yes, 3.0. Oh dear. It's not a competition. I mean, we would like to be first, but it's not a it's not a competition. Have you got the other link to show the trending of the package, Matthias? You want to bring that one up? So the reason that we knew that this was kind of going to happen, that we cross over, then that we there's a NuGet Trends website that you can use that gives you an indication of how quickly packages uploads are increasing. So you can what's the word? Extrapolate to when it might happen. And Matthias was kind of monitoring this kind of path to see when we might overtake Paquette. Everything is a competition. It just doesn't matter. That's a great way of putting it. I love it. Is that available on Chocolatey as? See, I knew you were going to ask that. No, I don't think it is. The NuGet Trends website is wholly reliant on the P3 feed, so I no, it's not. So if I bring this app onto the stream, then what we can see here is, who are we? We're the blue one. So there's been a big uptick. So changes in documentation, folks switching from Cake.exe to Global Tool. We've seen a marked increase in Cake.tool usage, and Paquette is the green one, I'm assuming. So they've had a fairly steady usage, which is great to see. Like I said, we've just seen this significant uptick because of folks switching builds over. But the next one would be .NET Report Generator. I'm not sure if and when we might catch them, but it's pretty interesting to look at this and see how it might happen. Isn't technically ordering Chocolatey packages by popularity the same thing? So it's the historical data, yeah. So NuGet Trends is capturing all of that data. So you've got historical data to look back on. there's nothing like that on chocolate.org at the minute. But anyway, where were I was going to ship a release, wasn't I? So, sanity check again. The 2.0 release, my 2.0 milestone. Everything's closed. 139 issues, 0 open, ready to ship. Let's do this thing, shall we? Git checkout, develop. Got 33 minutes left. That's more than enough time. Git fetch upstream. If I can type, 37 minutes is more than enough time. Git rebase upstream develop. Git push origin. Just wanted to know when my Windows terminal package could be on page 1. Oh, I see. Oh wow, 430,000 downloads. That's a lot. Develop. The last package on the first page has 4 million in total. You've got maybe a little bit. You've got a little smidgen to go, but is it really as much as that? But then it would be nice to have some of the historical data in terms of this guy as well, like knowing when it bypassed the number of chocolate itself, and see what that sort of trend that's on. But yeah, the last one on here is 4 million. Yes. How quickly does it go down after that? 3 million, 3 million, lots of 3 millions, 2 million, 1 million. Are you on the third page? Lots of 1 millions. Next. So it goes down a little bit. That was the 5th page. Page 5. Oh, getting close. Oh, must be page 6 then. Page 6. There it is. Page 6. You're not got far to go. Just need web server logs to do some historical parts. I wouldn't even want to write that code. You could get it from. We could. The data would be there. It would take a lot of parsing to get it out, but it could be. Hacktoberfest? No. I got 16, I think. None under my user account though. But I can pretend. Indeed. Because they'd all be under the new chocolate community user. I'm assuming is what you're referring to there. Yes, chocolate community. Yeah, makes sense. My name is attributed to this one, so I've got I'm the second. Anyway, right, what was I doing? Depends if I'm a part. If you contributed to the repository, then I would say that you are, yes. That's how I look at it. Git checkout -b release 0. Oh, really? 0. No, it's not 0.2. 2.2. We'll get there. Right. So we're there. So from here, we should be able to run build with a target of release notes. And this should generate us a fairly hefty set of release notes. But let's see how we get. There we go. What Kim said. Let's run in. See what our release notes look like. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Oh. Let's close off some of these things again. Let's see what they look like. So releases. Hold on. Where did that go? Ah, what? That's annoying. I was so excited there. I was gonna work. It was gonna work. I don't think I set up, or have we? Have we set up the workflows on here? No, we haven't. Jump on sound. I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were. That's what I went looking for. But yeah, it's a great idea, Niels. We don't have it. I just don't know if it's been set up. Right, I'm going to have to go and switch things. And you know what? Let's just move this over here. Right, I'm still here. I'm talking. Let's look at environment variables. Edit. Environment variables. Cake. Which ones do I need? Did we change it to the token, Kim? I think we did, didn't we? Oh, it's not in there at all, is it? So I need a new one. I need a new one called GitHub token. Let's find my token. GitHub. I'm so trying not to put anything out there. Keep me right, Maurice. Keep me right. Personal access token. This one. Let's grab that guy. Copy. And paste this over here where you can't see it. Okay. Okay. Let's do a refresh env. Done it. Let's run the build again. The build runs. I'll bring my screen back. And then everybody can see what we're up to. Don't do... I won't. That was going to be the next thing I typed. No, wasn't I? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Oh. Oh, right. Okay, nothing on my screen. Let's do it. Let's bring this back. And we're back. So over here, if we go back to here, and here comes the point where some GH commands fail if GitHub tokens. Oh, really? Oh, I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to keep an eye. That's maybe a great point, Nils. I might have to. Because in the GitHub secrets for the Cake contrib org, I wasn't allowed to create an environment variable called GitHub token. I had to change it to gh-token. So maybe we need to adapt that convention in a future version of Cake.Recipe to move away from the usage of GitHub_token. If you wanted to create an issue about that, Nils, that would be a good one to capture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 breaking changes, folks. 15 breaking changes. Beautiful. Features 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Not a problem, as you need to specify the GitHub token in the GitHub action workflow anyhow, so other CI should not break in that. Yeah, but if I've configured that locally, I think that's what Nils is getting at. If you configure that environment variable locally, I think what Nils is saying is that the GH CLI will pick up on that, and if you're working on a repository that isn't using that token, then things start to break. So I think that's good reason to allow or to not use GitHub underscore token as the environment variable name, because I would have that set up locally as well. So I think that's a good reason to change the nomenclature to use GH rather than GitHub. So lots of bugs, lots of improvements, lots of documentation. Right, I'm shipping it. I'm doing it. I've convinced myself. Git checkout master git fetch upstream. That's a sanity. I know I don't need to do it, but I'm in the habit of doing it. What's my change here? Includes.cake. That was get ignored, so that's fine. So if I do a git merge no ff on from my release branch, 498 commits. Love it. Here is a friendly reminder. That's not. I mean, I'm confused. You can still use GitHub token as an environment variable, just not as a secret. I'm not sure I follow what you're saying there, Kim. Can you elaborate on that? So I've pushed that, so I'm going to assume that this build is going to work, and if it does, I'm going to publish the release, and Cake.Recipe 2.0.0 is going to be available. Dun, dun, dun. I can get all of these. This has been a long time in the making, this one. But I think there's lots of good stuff in there. And I know that Kim and Nils have been contributors to this, so I appreciate all the time that they've put into it. Oh, what? Publish pre-release packages failed. Unauthorized. That doesn't look good. .401 unauthorized. Why did that fail? So it's pushed it to Azure. Your request could not be authenticated by the GitHub Packages services. Please ensure your access token is valid and has the appropriate scopes configured. Well, it should. Because it's been pushing them there. Unless, no. I did get an email about a token expiring, but that was for NuGet. Oh, I wonder. That might cause problems when we come to do the actual release. Let me check something here. Over here. That won't let me sign in there. Come over here. New incognito window. No, because it should be Cake Contrib, so that should be fine. Really? Has that been documented anywhere? Because that's a little bit annoying. Oh, we probably don't have the retry logic, not the retry logic, but we don't have the I think we should be okay though. The logic for trying all the package tasks is not in this workflow, it's in the other workflow. Okay, so we might have to come back to that one then. So out of interest then, on your own projects, Kim, how have you disabled that? Just by overriding the environment variables to be something else? Or how have you overridden that, just out of curiosity? So I'm going to say that I think we can ship this. I think we can do this. So publish the release. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. History. I think it'll work. Let's find out. I'm still going to log in at NuGet just to check some things while I'm here. Okay. Thank you for confirming. So if I sign in here with this one, and then this one, why did that not work? Clearly I didn't type it properly. Then I get my authenticator token, and then we find this one. Oh, it's doing stuff. Publishing some docs. Cake.Recipe. Cake.Recipe. It's validating the 2.0.0 package. It's doing stuff. It's doing the thing with the stuff. So that should hopefully go out as tweets and stuff. Maybes. It's it's currently stuffing the documentation together. Oh, I saw a GitHub message went out. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna like that, and I'm gonna be retweeting it. Oh, I wanted to quote that, sorry. Retweet with comment. This has been a long time in the making, but finally shipping it. Shipping it. Thanks to everyone who helped with this release. Tweet. Okay, so that's shipped. So what do we do now? Got to get our message. Normally you would you would do that stuff. You would. What do we do now? I feel like I've got nothing to do now. So now what we need to do is we need to update all Cake contrib add-ins that make use of either the pre-release version of Cake.Recipe or an earlier version of Cake.Recipe and get them all updated and push them out. So there's going to be a few in there, but that's a job for a different day. Are you? What have you? Just shipped to Kim. What are you doing? What are you doing? Let's. Oh, I see what you did. Okay, cool. Git checkout. Let's finish this off. Git checkout. Develop. That would be a no op of my release branch. Fine. Git branch minus D. Release that one. Git branch. We can get rid of that one too. That one. So we're back to just master and develop. Beautiful. Okay. It was meaning to go in before you set the local. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the workflow stuff. The stuff I've been meaning to add. Need a deeper look. Copied from transfer, copied in a rush. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a sanity check of it. So we've got draft release notes on. This is the manual trigger. So this is us manually invoking the workflow. So rather than it being triggered as part of a push, it'd be manually triggered. Jobs, draft stable, environment, GitHub token, secrets, GH token, runs on Ubuntu latest, steps, checkout requested branch, actions, checkout, fetch all, unshallow. So is this the recommended way of doing it based on our docs? Is that fair? First step is to update the colorization of the audit file. Yeah. So let me just do a sanity check here of what we've got in our docs. We go over here. See, I think I don't understand the difference, but I've seen that this one works with things like Git version every time, whereas using this doesn't always do stuff. But I don't understand the difference. But that doesn't work with the checkout version used. So this is checkout version 231, whereas okay. Interesting. Would need to downgrade the version in that. Interesting. Okay. Okay, fine. I mean, I'm not. I think we should maybe have a PR into the docs here, Nils. If this was your page, if you wouldn't mind to maybe provide 2 examples, one for using this one and one for using the new one. So what are we doing here? Recipe.cake matches. Set up Git version if contains hotfix or release. If we're not in hotfix and we're not in release, uses Git version, setting up Git version with spec 5.x, run Git version if we're not on hotfix or release. I'm just you don't feel that you have to do them, Nils. Really don't. I'm just shouting out your name. You don't have to do any of these things. I can pick them up at some point. ID Git version, run to execute, create release branch, version, major minor patch. If steps.git version output major minor patch, run git switch, check out a new release branch with major minor patch. push new branch uses git push action with release major minor patch GitHub token, drafting and release notes, then runs recipe.cake, target release notes, diagnostic, bootstrap true. So this would, okay. To be honest, the only thing I've seen that being used and been an issue with either one of them is that the tags aren't detected. Everything else seems to work no matter what I've tried with both of these actions. Okay. Would probably need to change that line to use the bootstrapper. Oh, because we're doing fancy stuff that in the bootstrapper. Yeah. That's a fair point. But so to clarify this, so I would run this if what I did before was I checked out the release branch. I then ran, so this would give me a release branch. This would create me a release branch, correct? And then it would draft the release notes based on that, and then I would be able to bring that branch down to then, if I wanted to do some additional changes, and merge it into the master branch. Okay, I can. That makes sense to me. Okay, and then the usage of that would be in actions. I would click on the draft release notes action, and then I would have. Oh, where's that coming from? What? Where's that automatic rebase coming in? Is that something I've added in? Where's that coming from? Indeed, unless you're already on a release branch or a hotfix. Okay. Where's that guy coming from? Oh, okay, so this is giving me, I see. Deleted user. Hi, I'm Ghost. I've not seen that before. Is that new? Why would you follow the ghost? I'm so confused. Okay, so that makes sense. So because they're in the history, I see what you're saying. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, we can come back to, it's getting close. So I think you're right. I think we need to change that to use the bootstrapper rather than using the Cake action, but that's fine. You're right. I was trying the rebase stuff and it didn't work for reasons. But what I was confused with, this is showing me all results, so the ones are still in there. So that's what was confusing me. The fact that I thought this was a one that was present. Because why would that shouldn't allow me to click new workflow, because there isn't one. So what happens if I do that? Right, that's not the same button. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'm good. I think I'm happy now. So we've shipped 2.0.0. It's out there. Feel free to go and grab it. So if you go to NuGet.org now, there should be a Cake.Recipe 2.0 version if it's gone through the validation steps, which it has. So tomorrow there should be like 27 gazillion downloads of Cake.Recipe 2.0.0. Obviously not, but okay. So that's me done. I'm ready to. You see, That's not right. That's factually incorrect, though, that stuff there. Oh, that's annoying. I've just seen that. Oh, I'm in the wrong project, that's why. Maybe. Maybes. Ah, oh, that's annoying. Fine. Create an issue. I'm going to create a new issue for update mention of 0.32.1 in new spec file. Building with 0.32.1 is no longer the case. This needs updated. It's not really a bug. I guess it is a bug. I'll class it as a bug. I'll assign myself to it. 2.0.1. Fine. Submit new issue. You should stop doing git ship YOLO. I like it. I mean, functionally, it works. I mean, I've tested it enough now to be happy with it, I think. It's just other little things. Anyways, it's coming to the end of my night tonight, so I'm happy to have shipped that. So thank you for bearing with me through the investigation for Dupe Finder and spec code. I'll need to get that documented. And shipping the Cake.Recipe 2.0. So it's out there. Grab it, play with it, see what you can make of it. If you've got any issues with it, feel free to raise bugs and we can address them. But it's been fairly well battle tested across a few different repositories, both by myself, Kim, and I know Nils has been playing with it as well. So I appreciate you taking the time to take it for a spin and provide feedback. I know Pascal's been using it as well, which is where some of the issues, the most recent issues, have come from. So since we got those sorted out, we can move forward with what's left. So that's me done. I will see you all on the internet. Have a good evening, rest of the evening, and stay safe from the COVID. Talk to you later.